Yes, so now we can start.
Yeah. Good morning to all. I wholeheartedly welcome all of you for the webinar series 2 on recent developments in social science research. As we all know, we had a wonderful webinar series 1 actually happened last week. I think four eminent scholars they presented their views on different thinkers. It was really thought provoking and was a great learning for all of us. In that line, we are really proud. Department of Sociology and Population Studies, Bhargava University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. We are really proud and happy to have a second webinar series, specifically on recent developments in social science research. We have planned this series too for 4 days from today to discuss about recent developments in social science research. There are many webinars were organized by various institutions and organizations. From that, this webinar series will vary a bit, and it is going to be very unique. In this sense, we are going to deliberate concepts in depth as the resource persons we had last week and this week too, we are fortunate to have four eminent faculties from reputed institutions are going to present, give a session on different topics. In that line, we are really happy to have Dr. Gurram Srinivas sir, Professor, Center for the Study of Social Systems, School of Social Sciences, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Sir, on behalf of Department of Sociology and Population Studies, and on behalf of participants, we wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. We are really honored to have you as a resource person to present a session on mixed method research. Sir, with this small note, I now hand over the mic to Dr. Suresh Babu, sir, to introduce the resource person as well as introduce the topic. We welcome you, sir, on behalf of everyone. Thank you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's my pleasure to introduce my friend, Dr. Gurram Srinivas. Before reading a small biodata, I just want to tell that Gurram Srinivas is my friend because we have been having a kind of interaction with him for nearly 20 years. When we were a student of sociology, he is there in Hyderabad Central University. I was in JNU. And we used to have interaction with so many Indian sociological societies conferences. Since then, we have been having a very good academic touch with frequently. At the same time, he's a nice human. And before joining in Jawaharlal Nehru University, he was working in civil society organizations and international organizations working for the downtrodden and minorities in backward classes in Andhra Pradesh. And with small note, I just wanted to read a few essential credibilities which he had done in his academic career. Dr. Gurram Srinivas has done MA, MPhil, PhD in the Department of Sociology, University of Hyderabad, and currently is working as a professor, Center for Study of Social Systems, School of Social Sciences, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. He teaches courses like Sociology of Urban Life, Social Movements and Revolution, Social Stratification, Ecology and Society, and Research Methodology. He guided many MPhil, PhD, and he has a lot of PhD students have been awarded PhD degree, and they're working in different colleges in and around India, and published many research articles there in international as well as national journals, and in edited books. And also, there are three important books he has written with regard to Dalit middle class. The first book, and another book is Intersecting Identities, that is called Dalit Middle Class in South India. And another book is Dalits, that is Studies in Continuity and Change. The three important books are well received by the audience from various academia. and a lot of citation had been received by many scholars of the world. And he published monographs on small projects to the government of Andhra Pradesh, and also he has done his major research project from UGC and ICSR, and he had been having consultation with the civil society organizations till now. He's not only theoretician, also he's doing practice that he wants to establish himself with the public. That is a main important person in JNU, where he's having a good activist, and also such a nice credibility and academic career is having. And today we are having this eminent scholar, Dr. Srinivas, is going to enlighten us with the important topic like mixed method research, mixed methods research. This topic is very important for the research scholars of various parts of India, because now these are the methods are being adapted by the many people. And earlier we used to have the quantitative research, but now the qualitative research also had been taken place, an important thing, because we know we're talking about phenomenology, ethnomethodology, postmodernism, post-structuralism, hermeneutics. These are the things where they're emphasizing upon the qualitative methods are very important. So therefore, on behalf of Department of Sociology and Population Studies, on my behalf, I request Dr. Gurram Srinivas and come and enlighten us with the mixed methods research for this session. Thank you so much, sir. Please welcome, sir. Please deliver your lecture. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Suresh, for a very generous personal note that you have introduced me with. Can you? Am I audible sufficiently?
Yeah,
Yes, sir, you are audible,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
audible. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm having a little trouble with this PPT here again. Just saved it, but it's I have an old version, but it doesn't matter. I'll just go ahead with. I'll look at the. I'll show you the PPT, but I'll probably speak from my own. Okay. In social science research, we have for a long time qualitative research as well as quantitative research as two dominant research traditions. And there is some disturbance.
Yes, I mute them, sir.
Okay.
You can continue.
So, mixed methods research is also now gaining prominence. Whether it is a third methodological tradition or practice, or we can we can call it a methodology as such. So that is one question that still remains. But if we look at the most recent literature, mixed methods research is still considered as a collection of research tools and techniques as a method, not a methodology as such. It is still in its formative stages. Therefore, we don't usually refer to it as a methodology as such. Now, typically, if we were if we try to understand how mixed methods is different from qualitative research or quantitative research, the common understanding is about how it is a combination of both qualitative and quantitative research methods. It has been, experimenting, and it's been, evolving in the last 20 years or so, more predominantly in social science research, but it is also used in other disciplines like behavioral sciences or various other interdisciplinary domains as well. So the main objective of this mixed methods research is to firstly to address the dichotomy that existed between uh, the inductive or the deductive methods that were known as qualitative and quantitative research. So in social science research, the new social phenomena that we are interested in analyzing requires to both address the questions from a well-known theoretical position, as well as with the help of the data that we are able to generate. So that dichotomy, whether data prevails or theory prevails, is one question that is being addressed through this mixed methods research. So it is a combination of both, mainly to address the limitations of either of these research methods. So what is the utility of mixed methods research? I'm actually using some of these ideas from one interesting book that is very useful for understanding mixed methods research in the in its most recent uh, form. That is foundations of mixed methods research, integrating quantitative and qualitative approaches in the social and behavioral sciences by Charles Tedley and Abbas Tashakuri. This is a book which was published in 2008 by Sage. These two authors have also published a book in 2003 with Sage on mixed methods research. But this is an elaboration and extension of the original arguments that they put forth in 2003 book. This is a very comprehensive text that explains the correlation between mixed methods research, its typologies, and its utility, most importantly, and the most recent developments in mixed methods research. The utility of mixed methods concerns why we employ them in our research projects. With the plethora of research methods associated with qualitative and quantitative traditions. So here they actually offer three important areas where the mixed methods research is superior to the single approach design, that is both either qualitative research or quantitative research design. Firstly, mixed methods research addressing confirmatory and exploratory questions simultaneously. We know that in qualitative research, we are trying to test or find out if the social reality is conforming with an already known theoretical or conceptual frame. Or in quantitative research, we identify a place, a group, and an issue or a theme, and we try to generate data and come up with some identifying some trends or patterns within that particular data that we have generated. So therefore, mixed methods research is addressing this both exploratory or a descriptive kind of a dichotomy. It does both simultaneously. So mixed methods research can simultaneously address a range of confirmatory and exploratory questions with both the qualitative and the quantitative approaches. And secondly, it provides a stronger inferences in if we are using either qualitative research or quantitative research, the generalizations that we come up with sometimes have limitations. But here, if we're using mixed methods research, the inferences that we draw have much stronger probability of being true and applicable to a wide range of other, similar contexts and scenarios as such. The third one, providing the opportunity for a greater assortment type of divergent views. That is, it provides an opportunity to look at various smaller trends or patterns within, or some variations within the data that group that we are studying, and what are the variations that exist within a cluster or a group of research. Now here is the problem. I actually made the screen big here, but here I'm not able to see it. It is actually. Can you see this screen now? Is it possible for you to read?
Yeah, sir, but smaller, sir. Letter is very small.
Yeah, that's what. I had saved it and somehow I got hold of the older version.
No issues, sir. Yeah,
so
you can. Yes, you can explain, sir.
Research, for example, quantitative research is often confirmatory in nature and driven by theory. This we know. The confirmatory research usually involves conducting investigation to test propositions that are based on a specific theory or a conceptual framework. So in qualitative research, it is usually, theory is a priori in nature. That is, the theory precedes the gathering of data. So descriptive research, on the other hand, that is conducted with the goal of exploring the attributes of a phenomenon and are the possible relationships between variables. So quantitative research is basically to affirm or confirm or verify the already known facts or reality that has been generalized in the form of a theory or conceptual framework. So in quantitative research, usually there are many methods or tools or of data collection or techniques of data collection. See, we know about survey research, in which we use sampling, various types of sampling, and we have experimental research, which involves many types of experimental designs and all that. And then we have quasi experimental research and statistical analysis is also another method that we use within quantitative. So using different quantitative methods, we try to generate data and try to verify it, cross-check it, or validate it with an existing theory or conceptual framework. On the other hand, in qualitative research, we have many research uh, designs, research tools and techniques. So, which is a qualitative research is inductive analysis, which involves discovering patterns, themes, and categories in one's data. So, in contrast to deductive analysis, where the data are analyzed according to an existing framework, in inductive analysis, we are trying to discover patterns and themes. So qualitative research is often, but not always, exploratory in nature. So it is exploratory in a sense that some less known or unknown aspects of a phenomenon are explored in detail. So what are the different methods that are used in qualitative research? Now we have grounded theory, critical theory, phenomenology, biography, case study, ethnography, and there are many other methods that are being used within qualitative research. Now in qualitative research, one distinction between quantitative and qualitative research is there is a uh, emphasis on analysis that comes from the say either from the narratives or the the thick description or some data that is generated using smaller sample size. In qualitative research now, even purposive sampling is also being used in the recent time. Now, in this, purposive sampling is being used in qualitative research, and it is selecting a relatively small number of units because they can provide particularly valuable information related to the research questions under examination. Unlike in quantitative research, we take entire much larger universe or sample, and in qualitative research, usually it is done in a purposive manner with some prior knowledge as such. Now here, the mixed methods research, when we say it is combining both uh, qualitative and quantitative, what we mean by that is we are using both the the tools and the techniques from both these research traditions, and I cannot see this screen. That's my problem. It is too small. Is there a way I can? Just one sec. Yeah, in mixed methods research, it uses both deductive and inductive logic in a distinctive sequence described as the inductive deductive research cycle. So it is in a sequential or in a sequence the chain of reasoning or a cycle of scientific methodology, and it is also considered as a research wheel, which is in a circular kind of, it is informing each other. The different stages are kind of feeding into each other. The inductive deductive research cycle may be seen as moving from grounded results, that is, observations, facts, through inductive inference to general inferences. Then, from those general inferences, that is, a theory or a conceptual framework model, through deductive inference to predictions to the particular. So there is a cycle. It is moving in that direction. So in mixed methods, the investigators or researchers are they use different typologies of distinct mixed methods research design. There are two well-known uh, mixed methods research designs. The one is known as the parallel mixed design, and the second one is sequential mixed design. So the parallel mixed design, also called a concurrent or simultaneous design. So the qualitative and qualitative strands of the study occur in a parallel manner, either simultaneously, starting and ending at approximately the same time, or with some time lapse. That is, data collection for one strand starts or ends later than the other. So the qualitative and quantitative phases are planned and implemented to answer related aspects of the same basic research questions. Now, this is where the parallel mixed design is making use of both qualitative as well as quantitative research design methods simultaneously, so either at the same time or in a differential, a differential time frame. So in the other model, the sequential mixed design, the quantitative and qualitative strands of the study occur in chronological order. The questions or procedures of the same sample data collection techniques of one strand emerge from are dependent on the previous strand. So the research questions for the qualitative and quantitative phases are related to one another and may evolve as the study unfolds. So these are two different strands of what you call strategies of mixed methods research design. So there are many new developments in this. So there are many researchers, when they adapt mixed methods research into their respective areas of study or field. So they seem to innovate and come up with different combinations of these strategies. So we can actually find them more creative or innovative in the recent times. Now, if we have to okay, this is an older version. Now I don't have the remaining in this. Let me just look at the other screen and okay. So there are in mixed methods designs. There are two types of mixed method designs. There are those with only one strand and those with more than one strand. So the one with a single strand mixed method design is called mixed methods monostrand design. The simplest of the mixed method designs, mixed methods monostrand designs involve only one strand of a research study. Yet, they include both qualitative and quantitative components. So what it means is uh, they're monostrand in the sense that there are no different stages of the research. The entire research is designed in the beginning itself. Yet, but the research tools and techniques from both qualitative and quantitative methods are deployed in this monostrand mixed methods design. So because only one type of data is analyzed and only one type of inference, either qualitative or quantitative, is made. So therefore, these are quasi mixed designs. So one could actually use only one kind of one type of inference. As one can identify either one wants to analyze data using in a quantitative or a qualitative format, and therefore design the study in such a way that even if we are using case study or narrative or any other qualitative research method, one could quantify the data that is generated using those particular research techniques. So in a as a quantitative analysis, so that is the type of quantitative type of inference that one could identify. In the mixed methods multi-strand design, which contain both which are slightly complex designs, so here both qualitative and quantitative research strands are used in this the analysis or the inference type of inference can be it will be both qualitative as well as quantitative in form. So in this there are parallel mixed designs, sequential mixed designs, conversion mixed designs, multi-level mixed designs, fully integrated mixed design. So there are many experiments that are being made. So there are this research this field is actually growing, ever growing. So therefore we can actually come up we come across many such innovations or new developments in mixed methods research. Now, if we were to understand what are the examples of different types of mixed methods research, so there are many studies that are being carried out, and in this book also they have actually mentioned some examples. Now I cannot actually discuss them right now. So in the typology of mixed method design, we have different designs. One is related to component, another to triangulation. Then the third aspect is complementarity, then expansion, then integration, then iteration or iterative or embedded or nested. So the typology of mixed methods designs are based on these different uh, objectives. Sorry, they're not objectives. So what is the yeah, probably we can just consider them as objectives for the time being. So what is the what is the nature of the research that is being carried out, and how what kind of inference what type of inference that one is expecting to make from a study, depending on that, this research, mixed method research design, varies. So, for example, in the triangulation, uh, findings from one method are used to corroborate findings generated through other methods. So mixed methods research is now kind of reduced to this triangulation as such, but it is much beyond, much more than triangulation as such. So like in other both in qualitative and quantitative research, say for example, uh, uh, it has an objective, like say for example, iteration. So if we were to, trying to affirm the the findings from a study with the existing theoretical or conceptual frame, so we can actually do that. So in mixed methods research also, we can actually do that more accurately, with more probability as such. So that is what the the advantages of mixed methods research now. Uh, okay. See, the design types now we have, if we were trying to, if we were to understand, there are broadly this four design types: triangulation, embeddedness, or exploratory objectives or purposes of this research. Now in triangulation, we are able to look at, confirm the convergence of data or the trends or patterns that we can identify using both qualitative and quantitative research tools or techniques that we have used in the research. And similarly, in embedded, how mixed methods research can also kind of inform us, you know, about the embeddedness of the research trends or the findings from our research to, with the theory or concepts, that we have, that we can actually relate to. So, so in that model, in that sense, mixed methods research is able to kind of offer us the advantages of both qualitative and quantitative research design, research methods. So what are the processes of selecting an appropriate mixed methods design? So these authors actually are offering 7-step process for selecting an appropriate mixed method design, which are actually related to, say, firstly, you must first determine if your research questions require a mono method or multi-method mixed methods design. So if, not necessary that everyone has to choose or opt for mixed methods research. So it depends on the nature of phenomena that we are trying to understand, and the kind of inquiry that is required. So if the research questions that we identify, if only if they mandate a mixed methods design, we should go for it. Secondly, you should be aware that a number of typologies of mixed methods research design exist, and you should know how to access details regarding them. So I have just listed out few of them just a while ago. And there are many others. This field is still growing, so there were more and more new models are being developed and offered to us. So one should know which typology of mixed methods research design to choose from. So you want to select the best available mixed methods research design for your study, but you realize that you may have to eventually generate your own. So this is a limitation as well as an advantage of mixed methods research. So if we have a research question that cannot be addressed using solely by a qualitative or quantitative method, then we can opt for mixed methods research design. But even when we do that, the mixed methods research design might not, ready-made model might not be available for us. Say, even if we are going for a monostrand or the multi-strand, or sequential, or any of those choices that we make, we still might have to kind of invent or experiment with this method and come up with our own model as such. Fourthly, you need to be aware of the criteria emphasized by each of the mixed method design typologies and of their implications for your study. So there are many typologies that exist, and probably all of them might not be relevant or useful. So one has to consider 4 different criteria before choosing the typology and a type of research design that one wants to use. Like, for example, implementation, priority, stage of integration, and theoretical or ideological perspective that is required. That are important for the study that we are trying to do. Fifthly, you should list the general criteria before you select the specific criteria that are most important to your study. So, like in qualitative research or quantitative research, we still have to go with the general criteria before we come to a specific criteria in mixed methods research. And sixth, apply the selected criteria to potential designs, ultimately selecting the best research design for your study. You must determine which research design is most in accordance with the desired qualities on the selected criteria. So if qualitative research is more useful, one should design these mixed methods research by drawing more of the qualitative research tools than trying to balance between qualitative and quantitative, because it is mixed methods as such. So finally, in some cases, you may have to develop a new mixed method design using flexibility and creativity, because no one best design exists for any of our research projects. So this is where this is what actually shows the flexibility of mixed methods research design. And we have many developments that are still taking place. So therefore we need to be creative, innovative, and adaptive as such. So these are the important aspects of mixed methods research. One needs to kind of look at. See, there is another important useful text that I have come across, a typology of mixed methods research designs by Nancy L. Leach, Anthony Om Vijay. I mean, I can't even pronounce the name. So, what they're actually observing is the mixed methods paradigm is still in its adolescence. So it's still developing. Therefore, one need not uh, uh, you know look for a ready-made models as such. See, in mixed methods research, uh, research involves like in qualitative and quantitative. Uh, it involves collecting, analyzing, and interpreting qualitative and quantitative data. But in the advantage of mixed methods research is not only to overcome the limitations of either of these methods, but also to make use of some new innovative way of collecting data or interpreting data or analyzing or presenting data. So these are the advantages mixed methods research offers us. So yeah, since research is not a something that we can design in a single day. Or, okay, I have actually minimized the presentation. I'm just showing myself right now. Is that all right? Okay. Uh,
Yes, fine, sir. You can carry on, sir. No
yeah.
issues.
Someone asked a question. That's right.
Yes.
See, the mixed methods research, design. Uh, there are, as I said, there are, there are many aspects. Like, for example, in this article that I'm talking about, they have come up with a different typology of mixed methods research design. What they're saying, mixed research design can be partially mixed methods or fully mixed methods. And there are there are three other, it has three dimensions. One is a mixing dimension. Second is time dimension, and the third is emphasis dimension. Now, if I could show this. Okay. See, in the three dimensions that the I'm trying to kind of see if I can find that document so that I can okay. See, there are three dimensions. The mixing dimension is about how what is the nature of that mixing mixed methods. The mixing, whether it is partially mixed or fully mixed methods. In the time dimension, there are two you know dimensions. One is concurrent, other is sequential. Now, in both partially mixed methods as well as fully mixed methods, we can adapt either concurrent or sequential, easily. I mean, the third dimension is about emphasis. Emphasis of, say, either qualitative or quantitative methods whether we want to use them in equal status, or either one of them as a dominant status, or this is the emphasis of the dimension. So partially mixed concurrent equal status design is one type of design that results from this process. Similarly, partially mixed concurrent dominant status design is another possibility, another typology, another type. Thirdly, partially mixed sequential equal status design and partially mixed sequential dominant status design. These are four design models that are emerging from partially mixed design. Similarly, from the fully mixed design also we have four other designs that are possible. Fully mixed concurrent equal status design, fully mixed concurrent dominant status design, fully mixed sequential equal status design, fully mixed sequential dominant status design. So these are 8 types of mixed research that is possible. So likewise we have many such new developments that are taking place, and people are still experimenting and coming up with new and new models. Now, if we were to address the real question as to how do we actually identify whether we need to do mixed methods research, or whether our research requires mixed methods design or not. So these are the practical questions that one has to address. Now, in my own understanding, in my own research experience, I have seen that especially in doctoral research, the students, when they someone is presenting.
Sir, you can proceed, sir. That we will cut it off.
Okay. Yeah. So in doctoral research, we have this difficulty, in adapting or choosing a appropriate research design, and students struggle with how to come up with an a fully developed research design. So that's where I think one could actually adapt to this mixed methods research, given the limitations of time and resources and all that. So that is for the doctoral research. In research projects also, mixed methods research design is more useful because we have usually the research questions that we identify, we want to address, are broad in nature, and they require verification, confirmation of the trends or patterns from not only using either of qualitative research or quantitative research. So therefore, they're also in mixed methods research is useful. So now we actually find increasing utility value of mixed methods research in both the research context of individual researchers as well as a team research projects. So in that sense, I think one could actually go for mixed methods research. Now, see, there are 4 keywords that are being repeated in this entire mixed method research discussion. One is research question. Then secondly is research design. And thirdly, we are looking at the typology of the mixed methods research design itself. And fourthly, whether we can actually, what is the context of social science research that is actually that mandates adoption of adapting mixed methods research. Now the research questions, if we since I cannot address this issue, research questions are very fundamental in determining whether we are going to choose qualitative research design or quantitative research design or mixed methods research design. Now the nature of the question, the scope of those research questions is what is actually determining whether we should adapt, go for mixed methods research design or not. But that also informs what type of design, research design that we need to choose. And here we have many models that are available. I just listed out some of them, and one could actually choose any of these existing models, or one could innovate and combine the existing models and come up with a new model as such. Since this research process or this research practice is still developing, so it has that advantage. The second question about the design, mixed methods research design, we have variations across different disciplines, and in as I said, even in the context of individual research or a team research projects. So we have that advantage of choosing, innovating, and choosing whatever design that we can actually develop. Develop or utilize. So I think these are the question issues that one need to keep in mind when considering mixed methods research. I think I'll stop here since I could not show most of the things that I wanted to convey to you, so I can't. I'm not sure whether all of you got what I'm trying to convey. So I'll stop here, Suresh or Sampath sir, if we can have a discussion on whatever I said. Is that fine?
Hello. Hello,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So if okay, you want to, I will have to ask the participant to ask questions, sir. So they have to register in the chat box. So it will take some time. So you can share a few more views with regard to mixed method, so that I can put queries in the chat box, sir. It take 10 minutes more to finish it off, so that I can ask participant to register their questions in the chat box.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, no problem.
So, dear participants, you can type your queries, questions in this chat box. Sir, Suresh Babu sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Shall I, sir?
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, the first question from Anthony Shabasti. He said he appreciated your presentation, sir, and he asked mixed method research how samples are justified. For example, in the mono mixed method research design, first qualitative followed by quantitative, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, in qualitative research, we have usually small sample size, but
Yes.
in quantitative research, we have uh, slightly larger sample size.
Yes.
In mixed methods, uh, the sample size is determined by the particular technique that we are actually deploying, using. For example, if we are using, say, case study.
Yes.
So how many case studies that are required in mixed methods research? The same rule that is applicable for case study, research can be, applied here. So the case studies, for example, if you are trying to study a firm or a company or an organization, a case study is of that one particular organization, and if you are studying 3-4 similar organizations, that is the sample size of that. Similarly, say if we are doing a survey, we have different sampling strategies or models. We can use either of any of those sampling methods there. So it is similar. I think in mixed methods research we don't have additional requirements. It can be we can use the same requirements. We can fulfill the requirements of whichever tradition, like qualitative research or quantitative research. We are adapting a particular research tool, so we can apply the same rules there.
Okay. See, he further asks same person. He asked that in the focus group discussion, his tool for data collection, he adapted and he has collected, he has done 20 FGDs covering 15 village panchayats,
Yeah.
having the population of 15,000 people.
Okay.
Okay, based on the results of FGD, a quantitative interview schedule is developed, and 375 samples have been collected using simple random sampling technique. So his question is 20 FGD for qualitative and 375 sample quantitative. He asks whether it is enough to apply a mixed.
Yeah.
Mixed.
I think it's more than enough. Because see, I don't know if it is FGD as in focus group discussion.
Yes, sir.
We don't need how many 20 FGDs.
20 FGDs. Yes, sir.
That is a large number of FGDs. I mean, if it is conducted across those 15 villages, yes, that is fine. Across 15 villages, like what is the purpose of a focus group discussion? See, from within a, so for example, if you are studying a village, so we take that village as a community.
Yes.
Within that community, we look for the variation.
Yes.
And if our study requires collecting data, from different groups, groups as in age groups, economic groups or social community groups. So then we need to have a FGD of each of those. So that's how you have this 20 FGDs, and I think this sample size is fine, and
Yes.
one can he can do both the analysis both qualitatively as well as quantitatively, given that large sample size is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So next question is by Akila Johnson from Bharati University. What is your take on the pragmatist worldview in connection with the mixed methods research?
See, mixed methods research is supposedly pragmatism, having a pragmatist worldview.
Yes.
So I think that's what yeah, it is. I mean, I agree. It's that's what mixed methods research. As I see, it has more utility value now,
Yes.
given the time and resources, limitations that most of the researchers in India have.
Yes.
We can actually make use of this because the dichotomy between qualitative research and quantitative research was unnecessary and it existed for long.
Yes.
And this mixed methods is actually helping us to overcome that. That's my take.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So next question, sir. In what kind of research, mixed method research can be applied? The participant is asking few more examples are related.
Yeah. The examples.
Yes.
Uh, I think now, given that there are many innovations, many experiments in using mixed methods research.
Yeah.
Now probably one could use it for many research contexts.
Yes.
Like in behavioral, if you want to understand the behavior, if you want to understand the correlation between one factor and another. So in many different contexts, one could design a mixed methods research and use it. Even say for example, typically if one were to uh, say collect data using ethnography, even in such research, I mean, in such context also, mixed methods research can be more useful because, uh, uh, say, if you were trying to understand, analyze the culture or changing, social educational mobility among a particular community or group. So, in any of those uh, context, mixed methods research can be designed and used. So in education, to understand education, socioeconomic mobility, or social relations, or inequality, anything, one could actually design a study. So there are these broad models that are available. One needs to look at those models. That's all.
Yes. So next question, sir.
Yeah.
Can we mix probability and non-probability methods in the mixed statistical method? Example, in a multi-stage random sampling method, when we narrow down to the stages, can we adopt purposive sampling in between the stages?
I mean, this is slightly difficult to answer.
Yes.
We can, but one needs to be aware of what is actually being done and how without compromising the objective of the research, and just if there are certain difficulties in say going for a stratified or systematic sampling, only then we can go for we usually go for purposive sampling.
Yes.
Now, if one were to choose a purposive sampling in the middle of the entire research process, one has to find a way, the justification for doing that, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes,
I'm
sir.
not
Yes.
sure. I
Yes.
can answer this in a broader
Yes, sir.
context.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So next question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Akila Johnson again. She asked, "Sir, I chose an explanatory sequential research with a focus on qualitative strand. How can I know if I reached a point of saturation in my qualitative data collection?"
Yeah, I mean, uh, I mean, it has to be determined on the basis of, whether the information that you're able to generate, new information, whether it is repetitive or if there is any additional, elements in it. So if there is no new, uh, information that is coming, then the saturation point has already been reached. So there is no need to continue with that inquiry just because one is not able to identify whether I mean, of course, mixed methods research, as for example, uh, the sequential research design, you can actually uh, you need to analyze the trends and patterns of the first phase or stage, and then build that information into the research questions and the research design of the next stage of research. So that's how we actually we can do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's the last question, sir.
Yes.
So it asked by Babu Sri. Mixed method, can we go for scientific testing, sir, to get accuracy?
What does it mean? Actually,
Yeah, that's what actually. Because can we? Yeah, if you use mixed method, okay, in a scientific, can we go for a scientific testing in mixed method?
Of course, all social research is now, we have to look at the scientific validity of that research. So that's what we are trying to do. So there is a validity, and any research, if it is not satisfying the basic requirements of social science research, it's incomplete and it's probably partial, and it cannot be considered as a research. In that sense, of course, mixed, not only mixed methods, even qualitative research or quantitative research, we are claiming that the information that we collected, the analysis that we have done, and the research findings that we are presenting are scientifically valid. So in that broader sense, yes, mixed methods research is also a scientific process. It satisfies those requirements.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Last question, sir.
Yes, no problem. You can go back. Okay.
Yes, sir. So, how can we justify and achieve the reliability and objectivity of the data collected by the qualitative method, using qualitative?
See, one limitation of qualitative method was this: reliability and objectivity.
Yes.
Now, if we are using mixed methods research, we are actually addressing that question. Because in mixed methods, we are not only relying on the subjective or opinions, subjective experiences or opinions of individuals, but we are also trying to verify it across a larger sample or universe. So that is by using a survey or any other quantitative tools there. So therefore, in mixed methods research, that's what we are doing. And also, say for example, if we are doing using two different tools, and both of them are affirming the same result, same outcome. So that means it is already confirmed or affirmed. In that sense, yes, we can actually overcome that reliability and objectivity problem in mixed methods.
Excellent. Okay. So thank you so much, sir. It was really so informative session. I think participants well received what you actually presented, sir. I think most of them, they appreciated your presentation, because for them, they had a lot of doubt in their mind. All their doubts, I think you clarified, sir, through your presentation. Thank you so much, sir, for your
Thank you.
presence.
Thank
Now
you.
I'll hand over the mic to Suresh Babu.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Yes, sir. I'll hand over mic to Suresh Babu, sir,
Yeah.
for formal vote of thanks.
Okay.
Good afternoon, one all present here. Indeed, it's a pleasure to again come back and say a few words of vote of thanks. The outset, I would like to thank our participants, especially because they are here for more than 1 hour. And I thank everyone who participated in the webinar series. And I thank the authority of the Bharatiya University and also Professor Head and our guest faculty of our department. And but very importantly, I have to thank Dr. Gurram Srinivas, Professor of Sociology, CSSS, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, for presenting his excellent piece of mixed method research. And it's a very rare topic, actually, it is. And my participants have raised questions which were being answered by you. And the questions, because that is the methods are being followed in the Western Europe and USA. And now the Indian scholars have started adapting the mixed method research. Sir, this 1 hour talk is not only short, but it's very sweet. And we were able to answer all the questions. And we're also, and there are some participants who need to have some discussion with you. We'll share your email, sir, and they may ask you, and you will have to, answer them or help them in their research. Sir, on behalf of Department of Social and Population Studies, Bharatiya University, Coimbatore, we wholeheartedly appreciate you and thank you, sir, for a wonderful lecture on mixed methods research. And sir, once again, we'll welcome you offline and we'll invite you to our department in near future to share your research experience with regard to sociology. Thank you, sir. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks to all the participants. Yeah. Join us tomorrow morning, 10:50. Okay. Thank you so much.